Hey everyone, miss me? Maybe we're so back to talk about, the Void, and from the Void comes the Thing. Now, I've not been shy about admitting this in many other places, but this does happen to be my favorite movie. For a variety of reasons, but we'll get into all that after discussing a little bit about John Carpenter's The Thing. Alright, so The Thing is originally based on a short novel, short story, it's kind of in between, called Who Goes There, which was originally made into a film, I'm trying to remember exactly when, I think in the 50s, as The Thing from Another World. That movie, while very well received and considered one of the best early alien films and probably kickstarted the it came from outer space genre, it didn't have the technology at the time to really do what they wanted to do. The main focus of the short story was a shape-shifting monster, which they couldn't really do the shape-shifting very well in that particular film. So, in 1984, we've got John Carpenter's take on it, which does pay a few homages to the original, namely how the title is portrayed, and they set out to make it closer to the original source material. And the thing was then remade, sort of, almost, kind of, again, in 2011. Now, this remake is simultaneously a remake and a prequel, as the events of that film can chain directly into this one, but at the same time, it hits very many of the same notes as this movie, but with less finesse. Namely, the 2011's over-reliance on CGI makes it look far more cartoony than it really should, which is particularly disappointing since they originally did most, if not all, of the effects practically, but the studio didn't like how it looked, so they painted over the existing effects with CGI. And having seen some of the original mock-ups, it looked good. So, lost opportunity. That film, I didn't mind, but it's not the thing. So, the thing revolves around a Antarctic research station, which has a very strange day when they catch sight of a helicopter from a nearby Norwegian base that seems to be chasing a dog while shooting at it and throwing grenades. When they finally confront it, none of them speak Norwegian, so communication's lost and the Norwegians either blow themselves up or get shot after firing at the American crew. And from there on, things continue to get strange. They go to the research base and find it completely gutted, torn apart, blood everywhere, and some very disturbing corpses. The dog that they were chasing is put in with their dogs and eats them, mutating into a horrible monstrosity, but they catch it before it fully finishes eating and then mimicking their dogs. However, as the dog has been running around the base all day, anyone could have had contact with it, so who is the thing? And how many of them are the thing? Now, in the last couple year or two, the then the computer game Among Us has become kind of popular, and it's pretty much the thing as a multiplayer game. It's very much a similar prospect, except for the original thing, rather than just killing off everyone, it's absorbing and replacing, so there could be multiple people who are the thing. And every person it kills could become a part of it. It seems to be able to shape change in anything it absorbs, as well as being able to have access to their skills, memories, and can do a flawless impersonation. Making this one of the ultimate paranoia movies, as it rarely actually shows when people get absorbed, so you're constantly left wondering, if you haven't seen a character for a while, are they now the Thing? Or maybe they legitimately are. Just had to go off and take care of something. So, and it's rarely who you're expecting it to be when a thing is revealed. So it's a constant guessing game back and forth, leading to a spectacular climax and a appropriately ambiguous end. The practical effects are pretty incredible. Now, if there's a weak point, it's some of the things that are already dead and lying there do look a little plasticky, but realistically that could just be also chalked up to an imperfect imitation or one that was still in progress, or having already been cauterized and burned. So, but anything that's wet, slimy, and moving looks beautifully grotesque. This movie's always an experience. Even knowing the beats, it's a pleasure to watch. It's brilliantly acted. Kurt Russell as MacReady leads the cast very well, and the camaraderie between the people who are here, it's clear that they've been together for a long time, and while some people are friends, it's clear not all of them even like each other all that much, but they at least know how to get along professionally. So when those rivalries come to the fore, it feels very believable, and it just adds to the tension of who should trust who, and how well do you know everyone around you. Let's see. The only nitpick scene I have on this one is actually the very opening, where it pretty much shows a spaceship kind of flying towards Earth as if to crash, which really was unnecessary. They established in the movie that this thing probably crashed 100,000 years ago. So showing that almost makes it more seem like a more recent arrival and doesn't really add anything, and the shot itself doesn't look the greatest. But other than that little nitpick, this movie is beautiful and has been my favorite film, not just horror film, but my favorite film, period, for quite a few years now. Actually, the first time I came across this one was completely accidentally. Back when I was a much younger Phoebe Rizzo and frequenting the video stores. I was a younger teen at the time, and my parents usually 50-50 on whether they'd let me take out an R-rated film. Like you do. However, I mistook The Thing for Peter Benchley's The Beast, and giant squid movie, not all that horrific, so they probably wouldn't mind me taking that one out. So that's why I said I was grabbing, and that's what I thought I was grabbing. But I mistook the title in my head and got The Thing, and this was not what I was expecting. I was not disappointed by any means, but this movie has stuck with me from a rather young age. Probably 13, 14 maybe, tops. So, oof. All right. I'll probably be back again as I got some more time, so get another movie or two in today if possible. Well, I'll keep rolling them along, and if you haven't seen The Thing, I highly encourage you to do so. Atmosphere alone, I even forgot to actually comment on the soundtrack, which the score in this movie beautifully sets the scene, either being full of awe or just this underlying bass line that just seems to drum up the tension even further. It's a very tense movie. Check it out. 5 out of 5 MacGuffins. And long reigning champ for my favorite. Alright. Thank you everybody, and see you soon.